Hi, I'm Joanna Clark with Blissful Baby Sleep Coaching. And I know many of you are going to be traveling for the holidays or having visitors. And so there's probably some concern about how sleep is going to be managed when you are out and about over the holiday season. So I wanted just to offer a couple of tips that hopefully will make everything easier for you as the parents and obviously for the child to get beautiful sleep so they're in a great mood to enjoy the holiday season. And so if you are going to go visit friends or family and you're staying in their house, or even if you're staying in a hotel, but you're going to be kind of obliged to be on their schedule, one of my biggest pieces of advice is to have a conversation with your hosts prior to arriving and just simply ask if it's possible to schedule meals and activities around your child's nap schedule and bedtime routine. If you have the conversation before you go, it's just not as awkward to try to then ask those individuals to start rearranging their own vision of how the time spent together will be. And on that note, if you're either staying at a friend's house or grandma's or going in a hotel, is really thinking ahead about the sleeping arrangements. If you are in a hotel, oftentimes they'll either have a full-size crib for you or they will have a pack and play. If they don't have either of the above, then you have to think ahead, like, should we bring a pack and play or should we rent equipment? So there is a company called Babies Away, BABYS, away.com. And if you're in a pretty big metropolitan area where you're visiting, there are individual vendors that will rent equipment and bring it to the residence that you're staying or to the hotel. It's amazing. It was life-changing for me when I had young children, and also it's over the years I've been referring to clients and they love it. So Babies Away is a great opportunity if your child's really particular and they really prefer a full-size crib. That's a way to get one. It also is wonderful because they rent everything from high chairs and toys. If you're going to the beach, they have beach equipment. So it's just something to consider if you don't want to have to bring everything with you. The other option is if you have a pack and play, but you're worried about the room environment in terms of darkness, or if you're room sharing and you're afraid that your child's going to be woken up by you coming in and out, there is a new product on the market called Slumber Pod. It's totally amazing. It's this wonderful pod that goes up and over the pack and play that provides darkness and almost like their own little mini room within the room. And if you go to their website, which is slumberpod.com, if you enter the code Blissful Baby, you will, or I think it's even Blissful, you will get a discount. So I would highly recommend doing that. But again, going back to that sleep environment, you want to be thinking ahead as you're packing, like, what do I need to optimize my child's sleep environment? So obviously bring their Lovey, probably the white noise machine, or at the very least bring a fan so that it can just have some background noise. And you want to bring the board books because the child typically likes that routine. And if you miss out on the board books, you don't want to be exposing them to light from your iPhone. And then of course their favorite pajamas. That at a minimum would make life a lot easier. And then the other thing is that, just to have realistic expectations that there probably is going to be some sleep challenges, right? So if we go in thinking everything's going to be perfect and then we have sleep disturbances, we're going to feel, upset and challenged by that. Just go into the fact that when you have young children, it's not really a vacation, it's more called a trip, and that sometimes things are a little bumpy because the rhythms and the patterns and the routines are changing for the child, and their response usually is unfortunately some more neediness around the onset of sleep and sometimes more neediness in the middle of the night to be comforted. So if you have to offer extra support, don't feel guilty. Do what you need to do to help your child feel comfortable and confident in their new environment. And just know that when you get back home, it will be really important to get back to reestablishing your routines as soon as possible so that any sleep regressions that happened do not get embedded ongoing after you're back in your home environment. And of course, if you ever get in a situation where you've had a regression and it's gotten really confusing and stressful for your family, you can always reach out to me, Joanna at Blissful Baby Sleep Coaching, and we can schedule some time to talk about that and brainstorm and help reverse any regressions and get sleep back on track. So there's always help and hope to be had. That's not the problem. Anyway, I hope that you have a really fabulous holiday season, safe travels, easy travels, and most importantly, sleep is bliss. Let's make sure everybody's getting more. Take care.